Hi boys and girls, hope you guys are doing well. Today we are going to focus on readers ask what patterns are repeated in the beginning, middle, and end to make the story click. Again, readers ask what patterns are repeated in the beginning, middle, and end to make the story click. I realize that when you read powerful books, the author makes all the parts of the story click. And authors know how to do this very smoothly. They make sure that all the parts are tied together very smoothly, extremely smoothly. And that's what makes the story powerful. Amazing authors do this by creating patterns throughout the book, and amazing readers pay attention to those patterns. Okay? So today I am going to teach you how to do this work, how to find patterns, the beginning, middle of and end of the book, and notice how the author makes the story click. Okay? So watch me as I do this work. First, I'm going to show you the steps. The steps include identify the patterns in the book, beginning and middle. Reread the ending. Then number 3, what keeps happening in the beginning, middle, and end of the book? These are the 3 steps. Okay, so watch me as I do this work. Do you remember the book, Kidnap King? Okay, we as a class identified the patterns in the book, okay? So the step includes to go back to that book and reread the ending. When I reread the ending of that book, Kidnap King, and before I tell you the part, I'm going to kind of give a little summary of what happened in the book, just in case you forgot what happened. In the beginning of the book, Sammy comes to live with Dink. He is a prince from another country. He tells Dink, Ruth, and Josh that his parents were actually kidnapped. Later, in the middle of the book, he gets kidnapped, Sammy himself, and then by the end, the team, Dink and his friends, find him, okay? Now, when I reread the ending, the last few chapters, what I noticed was that they found a yellow kaleidoscope and tracked Sammy to be in the hotel, and they finally found him, right? So then I was like, what pattern was repeated throughout the book, right? Because remember what readers do. They notice those patterns. So I went back to the beginning of the book and the middle and tried to see how those two sections of the book connected to the end. In the beginning of the book, Sammy actually introduces his kaleidoscope, and he talks about the little pieces that are used within the kaleidoscope, and states that he got this as a present from his father, and it's very important for him. In the middle of the book, which is extremely key to the ending of the book, was that Joan Clinker, his tutor, came in to tutor him. And when she was tutoring him, she was talking about the yellow kaleidoscope. And Dink kept saying Joan, confusing it with the French word for yellow. So by the 5th, 6th, and so on chapters, the yellow kaleidoscope is what Sammy leaves as a trail, right? So this is extremely key, and we know why, because at the end we found out that Joan Clinker and her husband were actually the kidnappers. So did you see how this amazing author, Ron Roy, made all the parts of the story click by creating a pattern throughout the book between the beginning, middle, and end. So now you're going to try this work, okay? Remember this book, Mercy Watson? You're going to try this at home, okay? Here in this book, obviously we know Mercy, she loves buttered French toast, right? Buttered toast, hot buttered toast. And in the beginning of the book, she climbs into the bed with Mr. and Mrs. Watson, and there's such a big mess that's created. The bed is about to fall inside the hole, right? So they tell Mercy to go get help. But instead of getting help, she thinks about buttered toast again. And then the entire mess is created because she runs into the neighbor's home. And when she runs into the neighbor's home, one of the sisters gets upset, and then she calls the fire department. And then it's just this Mercy just creates a big mess after another. And by the end of the book, the fire department does come and save Mr. and Mrs. Watson, and they all end up eating buttered toast. They sit down together and enjoy their meal, okay? So if I follow the pattern of reading the last chapter, I noticed that they're all eating buttered toast, right? I noticed that Mercy is continuously creating a mess, right? So now I go back to the beginning of the book and the middle of the book. I would like for you to talk to your parents or someone in the home and notice what pattern is repeated over and over and over. And I will give you a clue. I'll give you 2 seconds to think about that. A little longer maybe, right? Okay, great. So if you did this correctly, the pattern is that in the beginning of the book, Mercy is creating a mess and wants buttered toast. In the middle of the book, she's creating a mess and wants buttered toast. And by the end, the same pattern continues. Do you see how the author made the entire story click? Yes. So today and every day, boys and girls, when you are reading amazing books, I want you to notice the patterns. I want you to go back and reread the ending. You're not done as soon as you're done with the book. I want you to really reflect on the book and ask yourself, what happened in the beginning? What happened in the middle? What happened at the end? What continuously happens? Okay? And that's how you will stay connected to your book. Awesome work, boys and girls. I will see you again later. Take care. Bye.